a casheeple, and it's part cat and part sheep. I have all of them turned out good. Now I might be pausing this video a little bit because I have a runny nose. I have like post-nasal drip today, really bad. I thought it was from something I ate, but I think it's just dust and allergens. Seasonal dust and allergens. And so, okay, you know, just the seasons. You know, when it gets hot and cold and hot and cold, you know, stuff like that. That's all that's going on. And, okay, so we're just going to draw the ears there like this. And one of them, Grok, actually made me do an age confirmation. I don't know why. It just did. To make sure that I was old. Because it sounds like something I'm doing is kind of in line with, I don't know, I guess what kids would do. And so Grok was just trying to confirm that I was an adult. Okay. Okay, so we've got the ears on here like this. Okay, I don't want to run myself out of room for my legs though either, so I'm going to have to... Okay, let me work on the eggs. Legs. Eggs. Why did I say eggs? Okay, so I got to get my legs down here. Okay, let's see where we're going with this. Okay, so we've got our legs down here. And got a set of legs down here like this. Okay. And so those are some pretty dangerous looking claws there like that. Okay, so we have got that part of our casheeple done a little bit. Okay, so I want to, so what I need to do is, I should kind of draw it out like this. And so if it looks kind of funny, it is. Why, hello? Hello? Garrett. Is that Rayan? R-A... Raven Garrett, is that right? If I pause the video for a minute, that's because I've got some post-nasal drip going on right now. And I don't have a cold or anything. It's just seasonal allergies. That's all it is. It's just changes in the seasons and things like that. And so, okay, so I'm making, it's part sheep and part cat is what I'm drawing. And so that's what I've got going on here. So if I get too stuffy, snotty of a nose, then you know what's going on. If I've paused the comment, or not comments, the voice, because I've got a little bit of a stuffy nose going on right now. But this one is, I know it's probably looking like a cat, but it's kind of it's a combination of cat and sheep. And I've got a couple other ones that are really good. The chatbots did really, really good with all of them this time, coming up with when I put in the casheeple. And so the mystery anonymous magic person was in a stream earlier, and liked the idea of making a casheeple, because I said, well, you know what, everybody's calling us sheep, and you know, we should make a combination of an animal that's part cat and part sheep, and we can have a casheeple. And I thought, well, that sounds kind of like fun, and so let's make something really, really wool, the wool. Oh, look, we're just kind of making the letter E here for our casheeple. And so I don't know why it ate. I hope it's not age restricting it. Now I had one of my guy with the rose would not upload at all. So I made a video of my sad guy. He wouldn't upload, and so I don't know what happened there with that. I had to abandon it, and I just went on ahead and deleted it. That's what I did. Okay, so that's my casheeple, right? That looks pretty good there so far. I've got a little bit more work to do. Um, okay, let me go over here to my channel here, and okay, I gotta mute this. Okay, I'm drawing a casheeple. Okay, it's Raven Garrett, so I had that right. It's a casheeple, Casheeple is what I'm drawing. It's part cat and it's part sheep. It's called a casheeple. And so okay, we've got a casheeple going on here. Okay. I know it looks kind of funny, and it is, because it's one of those animals that's kind of a little bit in our imagination somewhat. And so you have to have it almost looks kind of like a cow too, but it's a casheeple. It's a part cat and part sheeple. Okay, and so we got some little, let's see, should I draw no, I need to try to draw. Okay, that's working out pretty good like that. We can draw some lines like that. Oh my gosh, casheeple, I think I'm allergic to you. Okay, and so let's draw in the ears. We're going to draw in some ear hairs like that. Oh goodness, my nose, my postnasal drip is dripping up again. Oh, it's so cute though. It's so cute. Oh, but my nose is... It's just postnasal drip from some allergies that I've got because of the weather changes, that's all. That's all it is. It's nothing else. Hang on, I gotta pause the video. Not pause the video, pause my mute. Pause my mute. And I gotta blow my nose. Okay, so I'm back again. Okay, so how much do you want me to donate? 1 or 200 for what? What do you donate for what? I'm the only one in your stream. Are you okay? So, no, I'm not crying. I just have some allergies going on right now. You don't have to donate anything. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for donations or anything like that. I don't. I would rather be paid by advertisers than ask people for donations. That donate. I'll tell you right now, I actually had another channel and I tried doing the donations at one time. I just put it on there just to see if it would work, and it didn't. So I'm not asking for anything at all. I don't want anybody to donate any money at all because well, this is what I'll tell you, there's too much fraud within the donation community. And so I didn't realize how much there is. And so, but I always, the thing related to donations is that that's a personal thing. And I think if you have family that you can help, if you can donate to your family, you should help your family before you help anybody else. That's what I think. And so it's really a sensitive topic right now, and especially with the corporations, some of them, I'm not going to say all of them, but some of them doing what they're doing, they kind of spoil it for people who do need help, and that's the special needs community, because the special needs community actually, for the state and things like that, there are people who are institutionalized who don't get presents and things like that. They have absolutely no family. There it would be like abandoned people who are abandoned and have no family. And so, in that sense, if you have something to donate, um, find I would find some like a legitimate organization of some sort that actually, oh gosh, if you have something to donate, just find a local state hospital of some sort and ask them if you can donate some presents or something, or how I would ask how to do it first, so you do it the right way that is acceptable to their standards and procedures and protocol. And if money is what it is for gifts and things like that, you could probably trust, I would say you should be able to trust a community hospital most of all. I mean, I would think, I would hope, and so I'm not asking for anything, you know. Um, I've thought, I'm trying to do like everybody else suggests to me, and make it on my own, when I've tried that and I've failed miserably, but I'm still trying here to, um, I liked YouTube better when we had real advertising on our videos, because the advertisers, they do pay really good. And, so I knew that for a fact. But I think that was like a experiment. I don't think the experiment failed. I think the experiment exposed something more than what it failed. It exposed a corrupt organization within media is what it did. Several corrupt organizations within media. So I don't think what we were doing actually failed. I think it was a success, but it just exposed corrupt organizations. So we know how it should work. Um, and well, Merry Christmas. Yes, Thaddeus Puppet Videos. Thank you. God bless you too. Do you think this one is good? This one is not turning out as good as I had hoped. I mean, it's kind of cute, but it looks funny. Maybe it's supposed to, because it's a casheeple. I wanted it to kind of look like the picture, but it's turning out way, way different this time, and I guess that's probably okay. But let me keep just working on it and see what I come up with. If I can, hopefully, I will be able to, yeah. So I want to stress this about the special needs and traumatic brain injured people. Find a community supported hospital and ask them how you can help related to people who need something. They're going to know about their special needs, their diets. That's something to keep in mind, because a lot of special needs people have certain diets that they can eat, and they might be allergic to certain things, so that's something to keep in mind. If there's someone who can't leave the hospital, maybe they have some kind of, what would I call, an escrow account of some sort for gifts or things. I don't know if they do or not, but I think the biggest one you would trust is a community-based, community-based in the sense of a hospital that's an actual, a real hospital. one that's not just out for profits and things like that. And we have a lot of state hospitals that and county hospitals that are not just out for profits. You could also find, well, like I think the Marine Corps Toys for Tots and things like that, I think they still exist. There's a lot of real veterans organizations that do things. They don't just call you up and ask for money. Now, there's a lot of fraudulent places that will ask for things, but one of the biggest that where people are forgotten about is kids who are in foster care. That's the state-run programs, and people who are special needs, and they are always forgotten about come Christmas time. And sometimes they don't have family to go to, and so, but they should have a holiday of some sort, get presents, and now granted there is limited things that take place. Maybe someone, if you have money to donate, you could donate for if they need something in their facility. For older people who are institutionalized, sometimes they are able to place them outside of the institution into a state-run type apartment setting, where they're kind of like hospice, or where they're able to go into something when as they're aging, because they what happens is that as they age, they said the younger kids are kind of rough on the older people who are special needs, traumatic brain injuries. So they kind of have to separate them. And so, but when they're rambunctious, the younger people who are special needs, they kind of have the same mindset. So if you have a male who is special needs and he is 25 years old, he's going to be rambunctious just like any other male is. He's going to have, you know, and so that's just something that I learned, having someone in my family who has special needs. And so, so the thing is, every one of them usually has a caretaker or a guardian. That could be a family member, or it could be a state guardian of some sort, someone who has been appointed to be the guardian of that person. And so they're going to be the ones who consult with the hospital and know what their needs are. And so the state ran hospitals, I think, are the best bet related to, that's where I would, if I was in a place to donate things, that's where I would donate it to, is to that. And then they can figure out how to, I would think that would be the best, but nowadays sometimes it's hard. So I wouldn't trust anybody on YouTube, not even me, related to donations, because of the fraud that takes place. I'm not part of a network, and so I'm just doing things. I don't like how things are ran on YouTube right now. I don't like how they're ran on the internet. I don't like what's going on with the corporations and the fundraising and charities. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like what's going on with the donations. And so that's why I'm telling you, is I'm including myself with that. Don't trust me. And so when I say that, that means do not donate money to me. If you see anybody impersonating me, it's not me. And I'm concerned right now because once you get over so many views and so many thousands of people, that's when the frauds set up and they mimic and mirror your channel. That's why I said do not donate to me. I'm not asking for money, and I'm following suit with Doc Compton when I say I'm not asking anybody for money. I want to do it the old-fashioned way, which is when YouTube first started, and the advertising, so Google gets a cut of it. And that's the revenue sharing part of it. So if you see any imposters or let me know if you see any imposters or impersonations. It's not my intent to be famous at all. I never wanted to do that the first time, and I still don't want to. I just want to do things that I like doing. And this is kind of how I started my first channel, and I'm kind of glad right now I've gotten back to into a place where I can do the AI makes it fun. It puts a whole different perspective on it, and it gives me something different that I can do in between thinking of other things that I can do. And it's like there's so many different things and so many different verticals and content gaps that we can work with. I mean, there's just enough room for everybody to do what they want to do. And I'm just trying to show ways that we can do things that are a little bit different and maybe do something year around instead of just cyclical or wintertime. So I want to have something I can do in the summertime and wintertime all year around, not just in the winter. And see, the thing is with the crochet community, that kind of fell into the area of just um, uh, wintertime more so. And so I thought, well, drawing is easy. It's inexpensive. So drawing is one of the most inexpensive things you can do with a pen and leftover cardboard. I want to show you what I'm using. I really like these two. I'm going to show, this is not an advertisement at all, but I want to show you guys what I've been using. I'm going to show you. Um, this is what I use. And see, look what they did. They made it white. It makes it perfect for drawing on. And so if you like eating these are the shelf-stable meals. Perfect. Just perfect for free. It's not free. I mean, you purchased it, but there's an alternative use for it. And if you're a teacher or you have students at a school or something, or you homeschool, you got kids, perfect for drawing on. The cardstock, you could do other things with this too, not just drawing on it. So if you, I mean, and these things are popular in the store too. They're kind of like a shelf stable. You don't have to use a well, you can use a microwave. It's only, what, 90 seconds. And you don't have to use a freezer is what I was going to say to store your, they're kind of like a TV dinner, but more like a meal ready to eat, kind of like the military uses. And so I've been utilizing a lot of shelf ready food because that's and they're not these are not that salty either. I've had good results. I haven't had any stomach pains or anything like that related to these shelf foods. Tomorrow's one day left until, absolutely, yes. You know what I was, oh gosh, I did get one. I know I need to do some more holiday ones, don't I? I'm trying to mix them in. That's what I'm trying to do, is mix in holiday with, because the holiday doesn't last that long. And so my strategy is kind of mixing in a combination of holiday and other things. And so that's why I am working on it in this way here, doing a combination of, the drawing, because the drawings outside of the holiday will last. And so then we go into New Year's. We're going to be going into New Year's a week later, and there will be some fireworks, and then the ball will drop in New York City, and we're supposed to all stay up till midnight. I don't think I will. I'll probably be asleep. So yeah, it always looked so, the thing I thought about New York though, when I was younger, I thought it looked like it would have been fun to go there, but now that I'm older, it doesn't look like it would be as much fun. But there's kind of a romance about it. I always thought, I remember asking my mom when I was a kid if she wanted to go to New York City and stand there, and she's like, no, not in that mess. And then as I aged, I often thought, gosh, how would a person go to the bathroom? I mean, standing there that whole time. And what if they had to go to the bathroom? How do they go to the bathroom? That's the thing I always thought about. How do they go to the bathroom? What if you're a woman and it's that time of the month and you need to go to the bathroom? Where do you go? That was my concern as I got older. I thought, Yeah. And then people are probably, drinking a little bit, and and that was my concern. It's like, well, I need to know where the bathroom is. So myself being a woman, and I'm sure I'm not the only woman who has this thought, and I still have this thought to this day. Being a woman, I planned things around that time of the month. And so for me it's like, gosh, if I was gonna, if it was gonna be New Year's or something like that, I wouldn't have, and it was gonna be that time of the month, I wouldn't have planned a trip to go, because I don't want that mess, and it's gonna take the fun out of it. And then I'm going to have to be figuring out how to go to the bathroom all the time, because, well, now they've got more stuff and more ideas for women, such as Depends and things like that. And, the adult women's protection panties and things like that, the heavy duty panties for things like that. And and they're also for geriatric aging women too, which is kind of nice that they have those, for people who have bladder issues, women who are expecting babies and things like that. These were just things I didn't think about when I was younger, and I probably could have saved myself um, some wear and tear on underwear. But I know at one time they had some commercials related to some of the ladies' underwear, and they have some really thick ones, some really nice and thick panties for women, and a lot better things. And I'm glad, you know what, right now I'm really glad we've spoke out about this stuff, and we've seen some of these changes come about, so that women have better options and adults have better options, because bladder leaks are perfectly normal. Bladder leaks are perfectly normal in life, for both men and women. And so I just wanted to say that, Um, and sometimes it's just all in what you eat too. And so there's our casheeple. Am I done with it here? Let me see if I have any. Yeah, tomorrow. Let's see what is to. That's, yes. Tomorrow is. Today is Christmas Eve. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and the 24th is Christmas Eve. So today is Christmas Eve. If we want to look at it like that. Uh, there is like something, there is a big mess looming in, oh my gosh. It's like, so how do I word this without giving out too much details? Sometimes when some places advertise something, they advertise it in a sense of that there's no other place you can go. There's just one place. And so it's almost, sometimes it feels like there's a great big troll taking place related to some of the advertising that is going on. I mean, it's just like, what in the hell is going on? That's the only thing it's like, did you guys advertise one shopping mall to the whole country? Is that what you did? Did you advertise the one shopping mall to the whole country, and now you're trying to fit 350 million people into one shopping mall? Is that what you did? Did you do that? I think they did. I really do. I think they did. And it's like, that's not going to work. You can't do that. Advertise one shopping mall to 350 million people around the country. Good grief. When was the last time that their news people have ever been to the area to see what's going on? I don't think they even send them there anymore. And so, yes, I do want to do another holiday drawing of some sort. I mean, yeah, I should do another holiday drawing of some sort. I'm not sure. I did put a thing into, where did I put it into? Which one did I do? Now I don't know which one I put it into. But I did ask the chat bots to help me come up with another drawing No, it's not you. It's not Grok. Is it you? Is it Gemini? Let me see. Make a pencil sketch. Um, no. I must have done it with Chat GPT. Let me see. I think it's Chat GPT. Um, let me see. Okay, where did you? Okay, projects. No, you're not there. Pencil sketch of, no, not you. There, well, where did you go? My drawing must not have saved. I know I did a Santa one. I know I did a Santa one. What happened to my elephant? Didn't I do an elephant too? So what'd I do with my elephant that I did? It seems like I'm misplacing my drawings for some reason. And I don't know why they would just disappear. I know I have them stored in different places, and I think that that's probably why. That's probably why I can't find them. Oh, here it is. This must be it. Yes, you're the holiday magic. Okay, so I asked Gemini to make me a holiday magic. And so I think I'm going to be doing, I'll do a holiday magic a little bit later. But this actually, I think I like it now better because the one that it had pulled up, the one that's on my screen as my thumbnail right now, it kind of looked a lot like a cat. Kind of, you know how there's fuzzy cats, and it does. It kind of just looked like a matted fuzzy cat. And so this looks more like, I don't know. It does look like a sheep. It does kind of look like a cat. It's just that the other one is a little more fluffier. But see, I kind of ran myself out of room. I could fluffy it up a little bit more. And that's what I'm trying to do here, is fluffy it up so it looks more sheep-like. Let me see if I can, let me see if I can fluffy it up. Yeah, I think I might be able to do it like this. And fluffy it up quite a bit more. And make it, I need to make it look more fluffy like a sheep. It almost looks like a little rain cloud. Well, but holy cow, that traffic is like unbelievable. It's a parking lot. It is a parking lot, a parking lot, a parking lot. Unbelievable. Well, no, it's believable because I'm actually seeing it happen. That is, there's going to be some people who are MAD. They are going to be MAD, especially, I think, the residents, possibly. But I am just keeping to myself related to that because it's an issue that I actually had brought up my own self. And so, yes, we'll just take happy Christmas Eve, Eve, Eve. Today is Christmas Eve, Eve, Eve. And you know what? What is the countdown to Christmas? We have countdowns to Christmas for, we need to give a shout out to Google, our sponsor company. Because Google does, in a roundabout sort of way, Google is who is allowing us to use their platform. Google is the parent company to YouTube, and so big shout out to San Francisco. Someone said they forgot about the story because there was some kind of a outage in San Francisco the other day, and so they said it was up for a little bit and then nobody's talking about it now. So I don't know what was going on with that. I have no idea. I have no idea who sponsored that story or what happened with it. I have no idea. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Google here because Google is our platform that we are using to put some of our ridiculous content on, so I just wanted to give a shout out to Google. They are trying, and They I actually agree with, the fun part, let me share this story. The fun part about Google is, now I wish I had some white out right here so I could kind of cover this part up, but I can't do it because I'm not AI. I can't just erase this little part here, but I wish I had some white paint to kind of cover this because my cat looks square. Maybe I can, how could I round it out? Could I round it out a little bit more? But when I was in college was the first time that I ever actually came across Google. Yeah, this might work like this. And that was back in, I think it was 2002 or 2001, possibly, something like that. The first time I ever saw Google was in that time frame, and they were like, nobody knew who they were. And it's so funny to think that a company like that, the same thing with Amazon. I remember Amazon, it was just something that I searched for at one time, but some of them are hard to figure out, related to what they're doing. And I know there's a lot of antitrust going on with, and they're talking about some things with cable TV and antitrust. Trish Regan, who looks like AI, she's talking about that on YouTube related to some antitrust things going on. And, there's a lot of that that's actually going on, antitrust related to a lot of platforms. And I think that, I think there's still probably quite a long ways to go related to a lot of the antitrust, because the big networks and then the people from foreign countries and things like that. And I'm not knocking any of that. I know it's the holiday and you guys want to be happy and things like that. But, when you bring people to take jobs away from other people, I find that hard to accept, when it's like, when someone's allowing jobs to be taken away from American citizens and for them to be outsourced to other countries. I see a problem with that. That's not helping America make jobs, now is it? And I'm for America, I'm not for foreign countries or foreign adversaries for them to have jobs. I'm just not. And that is something that legacy media is doing. They are outsourcing for other countries to have jobs. And they're even bringing people from the other countries to the United States, which seems like such a bizarre and strange way to create jobs for people. It's like, what in the world are they thinking? I mean, what were you guys doing? And like people have said, they're going to remember this for decades, several decades, the next 100 years. They're going to be talking about this era in time, I guarantee you, for the next 100 years. You know what'll happen? It will go away. It will come back. It will go away. It will come back. But it's always going to be here. So this is going to be big, just like, well, it's going to be a lot larger than Watergate. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be much larger than Watergate because Watergate was big. So, and this is going to be really big too. So I kind of feel bad for people who are getting deliveries today too. If they're ordering something, around the holidays as the delivery thing. And I know my heart is with gig workers, with hospitality, and they're a lot of times, be nice to your gig workers and your hospitality, because the gig workers are the Uber drivers, the delivery drivers, no matter whether they are delivering with the companies such as the post office or Amazon or UPS, whatever, DHL, whatever they're using, FedEx. Be nice to them, and be nice especially to the independent ones. They are the ones treated more like crap because they're not hourly, and they are stuck in traffic right now because of the fact that people are shopping. They have those holiday shoppers and all the specials and everybody doing last minute Christmas shopping and things like that. And people are And so there's more cars on the road because of the Uber drivers, Uber and Lyft and Uber Eats and things like that. And so these people are getting paid less money because they're stuck in traffic now. So that creates a problem for them. They're not making money. And that's going to be your single moms. Your single moms who are they're trying their darndest to make a living. And they are stuck in traffic. That's what's going on. They are stuck in a parking lot. That's what's going on. So, have patience. That's what I ask everybody. Please have patience and tell your checkout workers thank you for the work they do, because they are there, them and your police officers, the fire department, they are there for you during the times. They are working 24/7. A lot of them are. Even convenience stores, gas stations, they are working 24/7. And so there's a lot of people who work on holidays. And so I'm not complaining that I'm not with any family this year. I'm used to it, actually. So it's no big deal to me, because I've been used to it since I was young. It was hard at first, but as I aged, it's like I kind of realized it's like I don't like my family. That sounds so terrible, but I really don't. I don't like any of my family. I do, but the thing is, it's like, my mom took on this notion of, the truth is, no family wants to live with their family forever. We're adults, right? And so you have a bunch of people who are going to stay with other people that they don't know. All they know, this is what they remember. They remember from when they were a child. They had a great time, even though their parents didn't have a great time. So I knew that. I knew that my parents didn't like being around their family. I knew that, I mean, it was the in-laws thing. 1 year we might go to mom's family, another year we might go to dad's family. And sometimes we'd go to both. We would go to them equally, one of them for a couple hours and another one for a couple more hours. But I knew that Dad didn't like mom's family, and he called all her sisters crazy and stuff like that. And he said they needed to be in the mental institution. I was like, oh my God. This is the stuff I remember from when I was a kid. So then I learned that from my dad that apparently mental illness runs on my mom's side of the family, because Dad diagnosed all mom's sisters as being mentally ill. And I'm like, okay, Dad, you're not a doctor though, but it's that thing. We hear that on the internet every day, don't we? Oh my gosh, you're mentally ill. You're crazy. You're part of the insane asylum, right? Holy crap, something so strange is going on. And so, so have patience. That's what I say. Please have patience and be kind to people. Be kind to your hospitality workers at the hospitals, at your food places, at your shopping places. And, you just give them maybe a little smile. It doesn't have to be big, or just be kind to them and tell them thank you and have some manners. You don't have to act like you just fell out of a cave from under a rock. You don't. You don't have to do that. So, that's the thing I'm asking is, if you want to have a little bit of holiday spirit, have some patience with your people at the checkout and tell them thank you. That's all you need to do, is thank you for your service. They're service workers too. So there's a great variety of what service workers are. And so I think I'm done for right now. And so I want to wish you guys all a Merry Christmas, have safe travels, and we'll do some holiday things. And hopefully I didn't preach and gripe too much. or be too inappropriate, because I'm trying not to be. I'm trying not to be grumpy. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf and try to make myself better so that I'm not such a grump all the time. I'm trying not to be a grumpy granny. And so I'm trying to make things that we all like to do, like drawing and doodling. So this, I should put up here. I need to write it up here, what I just drew. My casheeple. C-A-S, this is so I remember. H-E-E-P-L-E, casheeple. And remember, your checkout people, they're human beings. They have feelings. And they don't want to absorb all the negativity that we've had because of everything that's gone on with COVID. So be nice to your hospitality workers, please. That's the only thing I ask, is be nice to your hospitality workers, no matter where you are. And so what you do is a personal choice related to other things, but just be nice to them. That's what I'm asking. Just be nice at the checkout, be patient, and not in a hurry, and then everything's going to be fine in that aspect. And tell your hospitality workers, your checkout people, your food service people, tell them thank you. Just tell them thank you. If you want to, tell them happy holidays, or just say, have a nice day. They're going to smile at you, probably, and tell you thank you too. But just be nice to them, because a lot of them are your single moms. Maybe some of your single dads. They might be a police officer who's moonlighting, a soldier who's moonlighting, trying to make ends meet so his family is not homeless. Same thing, maybe a fire department person who's moonlighting from his job, trying to keep his family from being homeless. So, thank you, and have a, I know, who am I to say anything, because I can't even get myself together, but I've been in the hospitality industry before, and I know how tough it is, and I know that nowadays, I have to say, I'm glad I don't have to do it, because things have gotten worse from when I was a kid. And so that's why I ask people to please be nice to your hospitality workers, to your delivery drivers, and they're people too, and they have feelings. And you know what? I just want to say that maybe sometimes, I bet some of them have cried after they've done a delivery because they've had such a terrible customer. And there is such a thing as terrible customers. I'll tell you that right now. You know, I think feedback is okay, and we need to turn things around so that feedback is acceptable, but it's not the fault of the delivery drivers. You know, so a lot of things is not the fault of the delivery drivers. If your package is damaged or something, it's most likely that it happened at the Amazon facility. So there's things within the handling, the person handling or doing the shopping, that's where the damage is happening. It's not the delivery drivers that are doing it. And so, but I think that's for another video. And so anyway, that's all I have to say. Wait, let me see if I got any more comments here in my comments. Nope. Tomorrow is Ella the Girl. Thaddeus Puppet Videos, Gloria Lozada, Jurassic, I'm Fired Jason, hello Jason. So I wanted to give everybody a shout out who's here, who come in to leave a comment. And see if I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Raven Garrett and Sunflower Eyes 2011. Alrighty, and so thank you so much. And if I don't see you all again, have a happy holiday.